says, I am what I am by the grace of God. I think that's my testimony also. And it's important necessary to celebrate what grace has done in my life. I've been privileged to be born to Christian parents, my dad being a minister of the gospel, but my walk with Christ was very nominal. That's a church goer. I thought I could just succeed by my education and my connections. But there were many setbacks from secondary school, through my working career. I tried to do a few things with my effort. But like Moses' experience, each time I tried it, the result was not, as expected. It didn't bring the glory I desired. But something dramatic happened on the 5th of March, 88, when I had gotten to Nigeria, trying to work and establish a career and also raise enough money to come back and pursue a political career. A group of Ghanaians had gathered to celebrate the eve of the independence of Ghana. But while we were drinking and eating, this Ghanaian came around. He was not drinking. We were just walking around, sharing with us, and importantly invited us to be at a crusade the next day. Well, we all left, got home, and I was an elder in the church, but I was not born again, and I had taken some drinks. So my wife made a remark and said, as an elder in the church, you shouldn't be doing this kind of thing. And I took it on. I said, no. I've been elected as an elder in the church, so that position is secure, established by election of men. But that night, as I slept, I had an encounter. I had a visitation of God. And my whole life was played before me like a video. And I saw the pretenses. I saw my limitations. And I began to cry to God. My wife was sleeping. She didn't know what was happening. But I cried to God and desired that God would visit me and help me. The next day, we went to church as usual, nominal. But after church, I mentioned to her I was going to the crusade. So I went to this crusade that was organized by this Ghanaian and a few other Christians. And there, after sharing, he shared on the need for divine intervention in the affairs of men. And he particularly, picked on what our first president Nkrumah tried to do. But without the grace of God, he couldn't do what he dreamt of. And it touched me. I realized that, yes, this was like my story. I was trying to become something for my family, for society, but I couldn't go much or go far if I didn't receive divine help. And so when the call was made for those who hand over their lives to Christ, I went forward and submitted my life. I handed over my life to Christ. Indeed, I fell on the altar. And I felt very embarrassed that, I had fallen on the altar. I thought it's those who are into devilish practice, visiting fetish priests who should fall on the altar. But then I heard the Lord say to me, from today, your life has become a living sacrifice unto me. And that was the beginning of a new life. And this precious Ghanaian brother who has become my friend now, Evangelist Tony Jegede, I'm always grateful to the fact that God used him to show me the light of the salvation of Christ. Today, Tony and I are very good friends. What a joy to know that what was planted in me many years ago by Evangelist Tony has become a blessing to many people, leading them to know the love of God and the strength and the grace of God. And of course, God has interestingly made me also a blessing to my friend Tony. He calls me sometimes his pastor. So God uses me also to strengthen him sometimes. It's a joy. It's a joy to see that God can turn our captivity and make us much more than we ever dreamt we were. I want to say to somebody today that there's a divine purpose for your life, and God is going to put his hand upon you and cause that purpose to be established. And you will surely be a blessing to your family, to society, and many, many people. Grace will make it to happen. Grace is not our struggle or our effort, but divine intervention in the affairs of the man.